What's going on, everybody? Happy 2023. I hope you guys have had a fantastic holiday season with your friends and family. I know I sure did. There is nothing quite like that period of relaxation and reflection to get yourself all charged up and ready to go for the new year. We have a great year coming up and an interesting one that we've never seen before, which I'm going to get into in this video. This video is going to contain two big points, and it's going to be my outlook for what to expect this next year in the Santa Barbara housing market and what has happened to fuel my expectation for this year. So if you're not familiar with me as well, my name is Weston Rowan. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara. I work with Berkshire Hathaway and the SB Group, and we are here to help in any way. Any comments, questions, concerns you have, reach out in the comments below and I will turn to you as soon as I can. All right, so before I get into my outlook for this coming year, I must rewind us a bit, all the way back to February of 2020. And we saw COVID-19 not only take our nation, but our globe by storm. Now, in the United States alone, we lost almost 3 million jobs in the span of a little over a month. And the Fed's response to this was to stimulate the economy. He had to. And this brought rates to the lowest point that we've seen in almost 50 years. Now, the boom in all sorts of asset classes that we've seen is because of this. Purchasing power was through the roof. It was greater than anything we've seen in the recent years. So things from playing cards, Bitcoin, to the housing market all increased greatly, with asset classes of all kind continuing to rise in the late Q4 of 2021. It was apparent that the Fed had kept rates low for a little too long. Now what we are seeing, which we're almost a year into, is a tightening cycle. We've seen the Fed hike rates at a velocity of which we've never seen in US economic history, and the pain is expected to be felt throughout this next year. There is no plan to stop hiking rates throughout this year, so we will have to keep all eyes on Mr. Jerome Powell. Now, before I transition into my outlook for 2023 housing here in Santa Barbara, I just want to preface it with any information you want on specific statistics of what we're seeing here during the pandemic in Santa Barbara. Feel free to reach out and I'll explain that all to you. I want this video to be more about the outlook and what to expect. Okay, now the fun stuff. 2023 housing market outlook specifically for Santa Barbara. Now, if you're looking to get a specific outlook for another market, let me know. I can connect you with the best realtor in any area across the nation. Feel free to reach out below. Okay, so I'll talk some numbers here. As far as appreciation goes, I believe Santa Barbara will stay pretty much flat this year. Within that volatility, you'll see some ups and some downs, but for the most part, I think as far as the decrease in activity and overall sentiment, I think we've seen the worst. Markets hate uncertainty. With everything that was happening last year as far as rates, which are still a little uncertain, but not nearly as what they were, and war tensions, which are still happening, but not as intense as they were, we are seeing the market like that a little bit more, and it might find a little bit more of a direction here. So that's something I'll be watching, and again, I expect appreciation to remain flat. Okay guys, it is now starting to rain on me here in Santa Barbara, so not only are you getting a housing outlook, a recap, you're getting a weather report. So it's about 55 degrees out here. It feels a little bit below freezing. I got one jacket on, about to go get a couple more, and we're supposed to get torrential downpour tonight. Now, this is something that we don't get that often here in Santa Barbara. We only get about 30, maybe 40 days of rain a year, if that. So this is a big deal for us. Next, and the most importantly, is the two things I want you to focus on. If you're someone looking in a market like this or looking to sell, whatever it might be, you need to focus on math and motivation. Does a monthly payment or does selling your house make sense to you financially? You need to focus on yourself here and not what is being injected into the news, which is just fear. And the other part, motivation. How bad do you want to make that move? How bad do you want to retire? How bad do you want to do whatever it is that you want to? And if those two things make sense, then it might be the right time. And if you want to discuss if it might be the right time for you, feel free to reach out below. You can schedule a time to talk with me in the link Calendly, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.